Hello guys, today we are taking a look at the A6M Zero. It was developed by the Mitsubishi Heavy Industry, and when it was introduced in 1940, it was the most capable aircraft carrier launched aircraft, and also it gained its legendary reputation as a dogfighter, achieving the outstanding kill to death ratio of 12:1. Now, the Zero remained in service till 1945, but by the mid-1942s, the Allied pilots had figured out its weaknesses and strengths, and used its weaknesses to generally engage the Zeros on equal terms. So now that we have the history aside, let's take a look at the stats of the vehicle. Top speed is 510. The Zeros are very light aircraft. The Japanese designers sacrificed everything, and the most notable of them was a lack of self-stealing fuel tanks, which means that once you catch fire, you're gonna burn forever until you die. It's very rarely, almost impossible to put the fire out. Let me even just show you the armor view. As you can see, there is no armor. It's made of paper. So yeah, the top speed is 510, and because it's so light, it'll rip its wings very fast. You generally want to be below 600 in any Zero. Well, I'm taking the example of the A6M2 Mod 11, but this applies to almost every Zero. Stay below 600 kilometers per hour, and if you're going at 500 plus, please make your movements limited. Don't pull too hard on the elevator and stuff. Top height, yeah, the height is irrelevant. Turn time is 17 seconds. Now that's only while you use a rudder. When you turn normally, this thing is actually very quick to turn. You wouldn't believe how quick it turns. Climb rate is 13.3 meters per second, but that is at 4,400 meters. Until 4,000 meters, you're gonna climb very fast. You're usually even going to meet the Spitfires at a very general equal height, so don't worry about the climb rate. It's all good. Now the only problem with it is the cannons. The muzzle velocity is very low, so you want to aim your cannons further than any other nation, and even the ammo capacity is very limited, 120 rounds, and the rate of fire is good, so they empty really fast. Now once they're finished, you still have two machine guns. It's not much, but it's still something to make it work. The ammunition you want to use for your cannons is kind of weird actually. If you're good with your aiming, I recommend using ground targets because of lots of armor piercing rounds. Now tracer rounds are good. You can see where the shells are going, and it's high explosive fragmentation shell, which is not bad, but for some reason I've tried it, I've experimented using both. Ground targets is more effective. Tracer runs are not. So if you're good with your aiming, use the ground targets, because there's only one tracer round in so many rounds, so it's pretty much basically almost stealth. Yeah, and if you're not good with your aiming, nothing wrong in using tracer. Still gets the job done, so no problem with that. Now that we have, and for your 7.7 millimeter, universal is best. Or yeah, stealth's always good, but don't worry, use the universal, not much harm. At least you know where your shells are going. Okay, now that we have that sorted, let's go to the gameplay. Okay, so here we are fighting the Russians this time, and I skipped the first part because it was boring climbing the altitude and stuff. So yeah, and this video I'm flying the A6M3, the first A6M3, not the A6M2 I showed you in the hangar, but the next game will be with the A6M2. Now the A6M3 has clipped wings for better low altitude performance, and also has extra cannon rounds. It has a total of 200 cannon rounds, which is very good and very useful for when you're fighting for a long time. Now there's a Yak-9 in front, and I'm just not used to the Japanese cannons to make them work good enough. And the Yak-9 is not a bad aircraft as long as it has its energy up. So this guy's turning, and it's only gonna be useful for as long as he has his energy. Once he runs out of it, he'll be dead. So the good thing for him would be to just go in a straight line and try to outrun us, but since he's doing this, not really much we can do. So I'm just trying to get a good shot at him, because I really don't want to waste my rounds or my ammo. He's already been hit by one of my teammates, as you can see, and now he catches fire. Now I could have shot him, but since he's on fire, I really don't want to kill steal. I just let him be and see if the fire goes out, and he's dead. So yeah, kill steal avoided. It's a good gesture, guys. You should never kill steal, especially not in realistic. People get really angry. And now we have this I-185 who thinks he's smart. He should have just gone straight, and now he's turning, which is a very bad move, and he's gonna pay for that with his aircraft. Just trying to keep turning with him. All these Russian aircraft, they're pretty good as long as they have the energy up, because they're basically all energy fighters in some sense. Now I hit him. My critical hit him, and there's his wing. Say goodbye, Mr. 185. Okay, he's taken care of. Pretty heavy flak coming. Well, not heavy flak, pretty lots of flak coming. I checked my aircraft to see if I took any damage from that hit. Nothing really, no damage taken. So lots of targets here, and the good thing and the main thing with Japanese planes is to support your team, and you really need to do lots of teamwork in flying Japanese. Oh, one more hit taken from flak. I'm sure there's no internal damage taken this time too. So now we can see. Oh, that was close. Whoa, was that on purpose? Okay. So yeah, the team seems to be too good. That's the thing with Japanese planes. You never see Japanese players rack up 4 or 5 kills like they do the other nation, because it's usually all divided throughout the team. It's more of a team effort than than the other nations. So just a few aircraft. You see all those enemy planes. They just couldn't. Oh, then again. Is he doing it on purpose? Okay, that was scary. I got sidetracked again. What was I saying? Never mind. See, I made the point. I'm just kidding. So okay, so you see all the enemy planes were, they just couldn't. It was I don't know what word to use here. My English isn't that good too. I guess they got taken aback by the sheer amount of enemy planes looking at them, and they just couldn't use their heads, and they got taken aback and surprised, and they got caught in the mayhem, and that's how they died. Now there's only 2 of these guys left. There were so many. See, that's what Japanese are about. They always stick together in groups, because the Zeros are good turn fighters. They turn really good, but they can't turn against two enemies at the same time. So always stay in groups, guys. Never go off alone. And then if you die, don't blame your team. You're the one to blame if you're all alone in a Japanese aircraft. In fact, you're the one to blame if you're all alone in any aircraft. So I skipped to the part where I actually catch up to this guy, because Yak 90 is a very fast aircraft anyway, so I was never gonna catch him normally if he just kept on going straight. But I knew this guy was going to get pissed off at some time, and any moment now he's going to dive right down. I take my eyes off him for a second, just checking my angle, and there he is. He starts diving. Bad move by him. He should have just kept going straight, and now he's just at my mercy here. Classic mistake by almost all other players. Good players will never do this, and he's dead. So the game's we won the game. That was the last kill, and I'll take you to the next game. Just a bit of victory loop. Okay, next game I had to skip through to the get to the point of where I was about to shoot, because my ping was horrible. It was in about 800, so you can imagine the recording wasn't good. But now it's back and stable. As you can see, I hit him with my 20 mils a couple of times, and nothing happened the first time. I don't know how a plane survives 20mm hits without taking any sort of damage. Well, but now he's dead. So first kill. Now there's a whole bunch of enemies, and again you can see that there none of us are going to do particularly well in this game, but it's all about teamwork. It's all about dividing the kills among each other. No one Japanese aircraft can get all the teams. First of all, you don't have enough camo and cannon ammunition, and second of all, if you get singled out, you're dead. So just going for the lightning here. Still getting used to the Japanese cannons, because the muzzle velocity is quite less than the other nations. This here, by the way, is the same aircraft I showed to you in the hangar. This is the A6M Mod 11. So the Japanese is actually a very newbie friendly nation. For someone who begins to play realistic for the first time or something, and just look at the way this baby turns. It's so amazing in such less space. So I was saying, yeah, the Japanese are, if you're getting into realistic battles for the first time, or you're not doing good at the other nations, and you should get used to the realistic flight model and stuff. Play the Japanese first, and play the Japanese first. You won't regret it. It'll give you enough practice and enough awareness to fly the other nations. And this guy practically still kill steals, but I don't mind because it's Japanese. Any other nation I would have been a bit upset, but not with the Japanese. And as you can see, I ran out of cannon rounds anyway, so I don't really mind. Now this guy apologizes, and I say in the chat, and I say it's okay, mate, no problem, no worries. So there he is, he apologizes. So yeah, guys, that's about the gist of it. Japanese turn fighters, pure heart, 100% turn fighters. Don't do boom and zoom with the Japanese. Don't go too fast with the Japanese. It's all about the teamwork. It's all about the teamwork, guys. And there's only one guy left now. Just someone will get him, someone will kill him, and now's the time. Now's the only time you can go for ground target, which is exactly what I do. And yep, this is game over. That's the win. Thank you guys for watching. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for sticking with me for my second video. Click on the big yellow subscribe button to subscribe to my content if you haven't done it yet. And if you find this video educational, or at the very least entertaining, then please consider dropping a like down below. It really helps the channel out. And click on the video to the left, which is my previous video about the Yak 9T. And yes, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.